Hey, yo, what's good, man? It's your host, Cleve. Welcome to the Third Coast Podcast with my man,
Joe. What it do, Gators?
What it do, man? It's your host, Cleve. Third Coast Podcast.
Joe, what it do, Gators? Joe, what it do, Gators? What's up?
Yo, what up, Joe?
How you doing, Cleve?
Man, I'm doing, bro. How about yourself?
Oh man, always good. It's, the temperature finally dropped to the, low 90s, so ain't sweating that much no more. It feels like, I don't know, when I woke up the other morning and it was like 65 degrees. I thought it was winter time almost, because I was like, damn, I almost need a jacket right now. And then I realized, oh shit, it's going to be like 90 something, 100 degrees later. But just that break in the heat, the dreaded El Nino.
Oh, yeah.
It's been nice. So I've been enjoying. I got the barbecue for the first time in months. And barbecued some chicken wings, did some buffalo, some garlic parmesan, some hot links, did some salmon for Charlene. And good, happy to be alive, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know if you getting away with barbecuing during the burn ban, but hey, that's but the weather permitted, and it's been like, like at the beginning of the September, it's like we had got rain for like the first time in like, I want to say 3 months since May.
Yeah.
Yeah, like from May to clear all the way to the end of August, it was like a scorching heat wave. And we swap weather with the East and West Coast, and well, mostly the West Coast because they have the dry weather most of the time, but they got the hurricanes this year.
Oh yeah, there's a hurricane that's going up there by our friends in Canada.
Right.
The weather's definitely
Lee.
been wacky, for sure, to say the least. I seen the first love bug a couple of days ago. I was like, man, y'all exist again? I forgot all about them. Usually, it'd be love bug season, tearing up the paint on the front of vehicles all through the state of Louisiana, but I seen some floating around here recently. I'm like, huh.
Yeah, love bugs and an infestation of crickets.
Oh, yeah, but crickets are actually a sign of good luck, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I guess it's like I don't know, like a Chinese tradition, and like the commonly seen it's like in the Mulan films where they keep the lucky cricket or whatever, and she keeps it, and it has anyway. But that's a real thing. Like crickets are presumably the source, presumably good luck.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, I mean, it's a good omen because they always come by me anyway, landing on my glove and whatnot. But yeah, the weather has been pretty exceptional. It's been like in the 90s, which feels like the 70s after the, blistering heat wave and all. But yeah, it's good to get a break. But, to kind of dive into more of the episode, like this week we'll be talking about UFOs, aliens. Recently, like on the news, like the Mexican government had, uncovered some bodies that were mummified, allegedly 1,000 years. Some people may think it's real. Others may think it's paper mache molds, but who knows? It's like we're going to bring this tonight, and hopefully the listeners out there, you guys may have some opinions as well as to, what we may think of, as we like to say, our new friends.
Oh, yeah. Or our friends that the governments knew about for a long time. And, yeah, let's just get right up into the meat and potatoes, because it's here, everybody. We live in the age where the governments of the world is coming out and saying, we ain't the only people here. And whether it's true or false, you know what I'm saying? This was presented in front of the whole, their whole Congress, their president, and everything, and the whole world to see.
Yeah, they all agreed to the purpose to share this information to the public.
And then who knows what other governments has suppressed that they already know. You know what I'm saying? And of course, you got other backlash coming from countries saying it's fake or it's this or it's that. And why ain't they going, hey, let's go test this with our knowledge and let's collaborate with them and find out if it's true or not, and we can get to the bottom of this. No, it's like, it's fake, it ain't real, and it's just like that thought already. It's like, come on, let's go. You already said UFOs is real this year. Come on.
Yeah,
Because if
bring that ass
UFOs
to the
is real,
table.
yeah, there's got to be someone driving them motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, I I literally think that if there is, oh, well, I'm diving way far into the topic, but
That's
all
what
this content that we've been seeing, who was that dude, the podcast that Kobot sent us? It was like 2 fucking hours.
Oh shit, the Sean Ryan
Yeah, that
podcast.
and just
he had Dr. Stephen Greer on an episode.
just to sit there, and when people are hearing, when you hear that this person is literally saying the president of the United States couldn't have access to this information,
Right.
who the fuck lies about stuff like that? You know what I'm saying? Who does? Like, because it's so mind blowing, and it's so out of reach for like a common person. Like, I couldn't go fix that, you know. And it's just it's mind blowing if it's really that deep, and how deep does it really go?
I believe it does go as far as like when I watched that podcast and some of the information I've gathered from it personally. I've had conversations like way back in 2011, 2012 with Kwame. Shout out Kwame. Like, he and I talked about this for years, but we never said anything about it because like not a lot of people could understand like how far a person would go to like keep this thing a secret. Because when you talk about technologies that are beneficial for mankind, and then you have like trillions of dollars invested into human resources, human labor, things that are actually harmful to the environment, oil, nuclear weapons, reforestation, where you're building these cities and you're cutting down forests of like, old growth, which is vital for the planet, and how they're cutting the Amazon. I feel like that's a lot of the reason why El Nino happened, because that was a oxygen support for about 90% of the world, just in that region alone. But
the planet self heals itself through transformations. That's how it from way back when it was getting a whole bunch of just space and matter getting hit by different comets and volcano eruptions, forming solid mass.
I believe we still get hit by comets, but it goes unreported.
Oh yeah,
because of how often it happens. Like, it could be small debris, but they only report on mass sizes that could, be detrimental to. Oh, speaking of, like, I had read up that in October they're supposed to be testing the emergency broadcast system. Like, well, yeah, next month they'll be tapping into all phones in Louisiana. And not only will they be doing that, they'll be testing the emergency broadcast signal after the. I feel like it's all connected after the UFO reporting.
It's gonna be War of the Worlds for real.
Yeah, they already tapped in, but they gotta they have to report it. Yeah, they have to report it legally. So thanks to patent laws and whatnot.
Alleged laws for common folks. But I wanted to give, because I know everybody out there in the Third Coast podcast community, shout out TCP Horde, has seen something on the internet about what's going on with these 1,000-year mummified aliens, allegedly. A UFO hearing in Mexico Congress that featured the presentation of alleged remains of non-human beings faced swift international backlash on Thursday, with critics labeling it as a stunt, and questions from the officials in Peru. Allegedly, that is where the 1,000-year-old extraterrestrial mummified things they presented came from, where they apparent specimens first emerged. Mexican journalists and longtime UFO enthusiasts Jamie Mansana, showed politicians at the hearing on Tuesday two tiny bodies displayed in cases with 3 fingers on each hand and elongated heads. He claimed they were found in Peru in 2017 and were not related to any life on Earth. Masana said that in the presentation that the specimens were removed near Peru's ancient Naksak lines and have been did I say that wrong?
Yeah, it's Nazca.
Nazca.
It sounded like nutsack.
It wouldn't be a show if I fucked something up in the and
you.
I read this so much today. I was like, and I probably just read it wrong. And has been carbon dated by Mexico's National Anonymous Auto Anonymous University UNAM and concluded to be 1,000 years old. He claimed that they're not related to any species on Earth. Okay, so my whole thinking when it comes to seeing all this is like, if you present this to a government, that's not a stunt. This is beyond a stunt. You know what I'm saying? Because how is it a stunt? Because there's newspapers about fake UFOs, people getting sighted, bumper stickers, Area 51, tourist attractions. If he was able to get the whole government's audience for this, come on now. I think it's a deterrent tactic from other media organizations and other governments to go ahead and say it ain't real. These motherfuckers know that shit's real. Fuck all that.
Right. I mean, it's already been proven.
And why does it look like E.T.? They leaked it in movies. Why does it look like the fucking Paul dude leaked it in movies? Why does all aliens always looked a certain way? Because they knew what it looked like, so they didn't want people to overreact when they first saw it.
Right.
You telling me Congress... Everybody in Mexico was not fucking stunned to see this shit. No one was shocked. They're like, huh. Kind of thought they would look like that.
You know how quick they recently swept that UFO crash landing in Vegas?
Yeah.
It's like that. You don't even hear about that anymore.
That really happened.
And that really happened, and no one talks about it anymore.
Because they control everything.
It's like, you can legally, they would have to mention, but really, they're already doing illegal things, but they present it to the public to see how well people receive the information. It's like, how comfortable is the world with knowing that we're not the only ones that exist? And because the way that we live within the system, some people just simply don't give a fuck about aliens. Like, man, I fuck all that alien shit, man. I got to pay my bills. They just worry about...
Them bills ain't going to pay Clico.
Yeah, earthly problems. But, when you have things that goes into the struggle that we all currently live in, like the common man who works, pay their bills, live in a house where they have to be fleeced for their money by these different corporations. There are energy efficient ways to live in life, and it's such as solar energy. It's inexpensive and easily to make, but we can't have that. But I digress from the topic. My bad.
Oh, I think you would like the next one, Cleve.
What about the U.S.?
Yeah.
The U.S. is concealing a long-standing program that retrieves and reverse engineers unidentified flying objects. A former Air Force intelligence officer testified Wednesday to Congress. The Pentagon has denied his claims. Retired Major David Grush highly anticipated testimony before a House Oversight Subcommittee was Congress' latest foray in the world of UAPs, or unidentified aerial phenomena, which is the official term the U.S. government uses instead of UFOs. While the study of mysterious aircraft or objects often evokes talk of aliens and the little green men, Democrats and Republicans in recent years have pushed for more research as a national security matter due to concerns that sightings observed by pilots may be tied to U.S. adversaries. Okay, so to speculate on what I just read, they call it a unidentified aerial phenomena. Obviously, they know what the fuck it is. they had to change the name because in the report they get tired of saying, well, it's not unidentified. They may have had arguments in private, like the highly classified. Stop saying fucking UFOs. We know what the fuck it is. So it's like they give it a more, it's like just say aerial phenomena because it's the ship and its movements, and they're trying to study more about the focus of what.
Yeah.
But
they're trying to like push, like deter, like kind of like this is what it is, like. But I don't know. It seems like it feels like a movie sometimes. Like I was at work and I listened to the podcast. I worked at 12.
Yeah.
12 and a half actually, because dude showed up late. And I was just sitting there with the little speaker trying to hear it while I was working, because it's loud as fuck. And I'm listening to it, and I was like, could this really be like a bad villain TV? Like, you always see, like, the government's been undermined, and a big company is taken over, and they have control of all the technology, and one person can say, and I was at work, I was like, God, it really does feel like it's good versus bad, and you should have a superhero, but there is no superhero in sight if you dive deep enough and you start uncovering the corporations that are tied to each other, who pay this person, who works for this person, and trillions of dollars goes missing.
It's an entire shell.
Oh man,
it's an entire shell to wash money out. You could bring money in the same way that it can go unaccounted for. They can find ways to bring it in. But more about like the reverse engineering stuff. See, we've not only captured, falling UFOs, but we've reversed engineered their technology with devices that have been found on board. And it's like some of the devices, there's a device about the size of your cigarette pack that can power a car with no gas, no battery. It operates and runs itself.
Yep, that's that thing. It's like they're hiding endless energy.
Right. So because they found also, they found a way to tap into endless energy. Just like with the Nikola Tesla, which is was an amazing inventor.
R.I.P.
Yeah, he was unfortunately taken out before his time. He was also way ahead of his time, but like in the 1900s, like he powered his whole farm off of these rods that he stuck in the ground that tapped into this endless energy. And when the government raided his property and took all it, they already knew how it worked, and they've known this for like well over 100 years. It wasn't up until the 50s where they really, after World War II, whenever Hitler had mentioned about the flying disc, they had also, I don't think it's anti-gravity, but basically it's like what puts the vehicle in a weightless form for it to move so fast, and then it just stops on a dime. They found a way to reverse magnetics to create like a bubble around it so you can move at like G7, G10 speeds, like shit that would break your neck seamlessly. And they've known this since the 40s. So it's like for them, it's almost 2030 coming up. So it's like they have to reveal some of the stuff that they know. It's the same thing with Bluetooth. We have devices that move at the speed of sound.
There are flying cars about to come out, and was it December? Like legal, you can buy a legal flying fucking car.
Yeah, they got flying cars. They got jetpacks and
but
what the fuck is that? Dubai.
Yeah,
Dubai. They got flying cars.
Dubai generates its own weather. Like they have enough money to build drones that can generate weather.
It simulate rain.
Yeah, no, it rains for real. It does. It creates static electricity within the clouds that generate rain.
We got some technology out there.
And then you think about it. The only thing that when I think about it as a whole that I try to wrap my mind around is what's there. Like if you're the rich, it blows my mind. If you're the richest person on earth, right? Like say Jeff Bezos, for instance, he can go into fucking space because he's made that much money, built it out of a fucking garage, and he can fly his punk ass into space. You know what I'm saying? Where there's governments around the world that's been established for hundreds of years that don't have the income to fly into space.
Entire countries, but one man has their whole pocketbook.
He literally paid. It was like $2 million to have a bridge removed while his yacht could go out to sea. He had so much fucking money. Now, what I'm trying to get at is, like, you have everything. You can do everything possible in the world. Why hide free energy? Why see people suffering like that? It boggles me, because they're doing it. They killed Tesla for a fucking reason, and obviously that
it's for money and power.
But you have all the power, you have all the money. What's the left to control the little bit of life that is left on the earth, and that's in the people? That's crazy to think that.
That's what gained their wealth over the centuries. It's like the labor of other people.
Who the fuck? You want to see people being miserable, basically, and it just baffles my mind. And if it's really that deep, who knows what type of technology they have? They could just, they know, with the lizard people too, collaborating with them in the Antarctics, ain't no telling what's happening.
Definitely, like with this, like with our previous episodes and some of the information that I've been researching into recently, again, allegedly, there's about 8 alien races that we actively know about, and 3 of them we are in current contact with,
But then you look back too, is like giants was a race at one time, and in Lord of the Rings they predict like hobbits or halflings as like small people, but like that was like a thing too. Like smaller people were a thing too back in the way back and deep.
I feel like that's connected to a time where there were the world witnessed more supernatural things with the earth at that time. Like the Book of Enoch tells about fallen giants. Yeah. And the reason why it was discredited out of our current Bible is because it was inconsistent with the way. But it also, it tells so much about like how the devil got kicked out, how other angels followed him in his rebellion. When they came to earth, they shared information about like astrology and just like the way that the forbidden work and, mastering the universe that we live in. There's secrets that's still out there that we don't know about this universe, meaning that there are other universes. But this one in particular, there's a way to bend and mash and produce energy on a level where the sun is a form of free energy. The wind is a form of free energy. Water, in a sense, is limited energy. Like anything that uses...
Moving water is unlimited energy, because that's how they power hydroelectric plants.
Right.
Thank you.
So yeah, like moving, flowing water, but I'm thinking, with, rain, precipitation, evaporation, that whole process, there'll be limited uses of the rising and lowering of the water levels. But just like untapped, unrefined, like unlimited energy, like again, like wind, the sun, a lot of that, it ties in the pressures of like hot and cold. And because we're in space, we're always going to experience fluxes as long as we have a burning sun. Because, it's all energy combined. I can't really explain it in like a simple term, but it's like one aids and assists the other, because space is cold, the sun is heat. When the two combine at certain levels, you get different levels of energy.
I feel bad though, like, because imagine if, like, say these extraterrestrials, they come from their planet and they're trying to seek. They might be trying to get away from a planet that's fucked up, and they come to Earth.
I would think so.
And then
they top people to
get dissected in Area 51 and shit. You know what I'm saying? The world is so fucked up sometimes. It really is.
Who's to say? I don't think they get that. I believe in the beginning maybe it was a little bit darker because like we didn't have foreign knowledge of like the like we were maybe looking at it more in a biological sense and how we can make medicines and study their bodies. But after so many visits, it's like, yo, you need to stop dissecting our people, or we're gonna take some of your people. Where we hear about alien you don't hear about alien abductions anymore. No. Why is that?
COVID.
You think?
Uh,
Oh,
make sure to check out Third Coast Podcast on all major streaming platforms: Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, 5000ws.thirdcoastpodcast.com. And if you ain't a part of the TCP Horde yet, why are you not a part of the TCP Horde? Because it's exclusive content that is specifically designed for the show, be interactive, and hey, you might possibly win some free Third Coast Podcast merch. And got the pod father in the building, Exurban, today. Shout out Terrence.
Join today!
shout out Terrence.
Being loud for no reason as usual. And but later in the show, I'm gonna take a little pause from our aliens. The big shout out to the Iceman Special for being our 100th artist of the week for the show. And
Appreciate y'all, Iceman.
always repping, make sure y'all check out the new album ZYCORDIA that's on all major streaming platforms. Go listen. I got the vinyl inside. Crisp, beautiful vinyl. Love it. Make sure y'all buy tickets to Fet the Void 2023 right around the corner. They got Saturday passes for $100. If you can't afford the whole experience, come out Saturday at least. We'll be set up. Buy a t-shirt from us. If you buy some merch from us, and we only sell the shirts, but if you buy some merch, we're buying new equipment. Cleve got the mic boom going on right now.
Feeling real professional over here.
We got some more in the mail, and then possibly get some better mics, and we got to get a new XRL cable, XLR. And but so did you know is his name Grushton?
It's Grush.
Grush said he was asked in 2019 by the head of the government task force, the UAPS, to identify all highly classified programs relating to task force missions. At the time, Grush was detailed to the National Reconnaissance Office, the agents that operate the U.S. spy satellites. The Pentagon has denied Grush's claims of a cover-up. In a statement, the Defense Department spokeswoman, Sue, said investigators have not discovered any viable information to sustainably claims that any programs regarding the possession or reversal engineering of extraterrestrial materials have existed in the past or exist currently. My ass. And the statement did not address UFOs, of course, and it's not suspected or being extraterrestrial objects. Grush says he's became a government whistleblower after his discovery and has faced retaliation for coming forward, and he's declined to be more specific about the retaliation tactics and sightings ongoing information. Look, because the government is bullying the motherfucker for coming out and saying against the government, basically.
Right.
And
because they have a job to do too. They're not only they're actively involved in this information, they're trying to use it. They're using the state of national security in their utmost defense. It's every country's trump card, if you will, when it comes to silencing people who could learn about the information.
For the listeners out there, go check out and look out the fine details of the Patriot Act, and you'll know everything you need to know about where you stand in the government, because at any given point, at any given time, a federal official can come and detain you for like 72 hours for no fucking reason. They don't have to have no reason, just they wanted to detain you.
Yeah. Knock, knock.
Knock, knock, motherfucker.
Oh, no.
Nah.
Oh, no, man. That's all the way top tier.
Yep.
Yeah, good. That's the beauty of being an American. It's like you have a policy encased in a glass on display of what this country should stand for as far as freedom of speech, press, all the other amendments that seem to follow. You know, some of the amendments I don't agree with because, you know, it all employed on tactics that involved people and the people's consent and the people's ability to work as a group, as one unit. When you have a government, you've changed that democracy into like full blown what's the word, totalitarian shit. Yeah, totalitarian. Yeah, so it's like whenever you switch it over to that, then it's no longer a democracy. There is no longer a left wing. There's no longer a right wing. It's all the same fucking body, and it's just sectored into quarters. Like you got left wing, right wing, north wing, south wing, and then like the fucking head of it all. And then you have people outside of that, you know, controlling the operation who aren't even a part of the government. Those are the
corporations.
Man, those are the
Black
motherfuckers.
Box, Vanguard.
Man, you name it. Like
like that. I mean, you look into it. Like Black Box owns like everything. Like fuck, it's wild. You just try to. Damn, someone's slapping it up. Shout out to Bang in the Trunk. If you don't have dynamite, you ain't fucking with it.
Yeah, this podcast was brought to you by Bang.
Oh, that would be nice. Because you would say that, and then you would think in your head, a couple of thousands in the bank account for just saying their name.
Oh, shit, yeah, I wish.
No, but my question, though, like, so obviously, I just get it out there. Do you think there's other life in the universe, Cleve?
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm on
100% without a doubt in my body that we're not the only ones. There's too much out there. Like, I believe anybody who's a fan of information, true information, needs to be able to travel. And a lot of that ability is getting a passport. If you don't have one, I recommend you get one. Like, if you just live straight for 18 to 21 years, get your passport, and just go out and see the world. Go to any part of the world. Do your research first, because the world isn't.
Make sure you check where you're going.
Yeah, make sure you check out where you're going. You do the proper research and the steps. But there are places in the world that I do want to see. Like I want to go to South America for my own purposes, particularly Brazil, if not Brazil, Argentina. I would also like to go to the Philippines, Japan area. And as far as Africa goes, I wouldn't mind seeing like North Africa, like around like Egypt, Morocco. Nigeria. No, not Nigeria. Nah, not Nigeria. I'm not going to Kenya. I'm not going to Libya. I'm not going,
I wouldn't go to Libya.
I'm not going
either.
to West Africa. No. Nigeria very well may be beautiful, but I'm not going personally.
Might get scammed.
There's a little more than scamming going on over there, but I digress. You know, I wouldn't mind seeing South Africa, even though it has its ups and downs. I think it's like down there by Cape Hope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind going down there. And as far as like Asian countries, I don't know of too many Asian countries that I would probably visit besides Japan. And, you know, like the island countries, because there's a lot of lost information. Like, yeah, granted, it's a lot of water. You could still get a sense of the vibe in the area of what took place like so many years ago. Like, depending on the type of trip that it is, you know, if you're going for an experience, enlightenment, if you're going to visit, some people go to party. But more so to my personal experience, I would just, you know, I want to travel the world to see some truths on my eyes according to my researches. Wouldn't mind going for a hike in the woods. I have a tour guide with me, you know. I ain't doing no climbing.
I think if I travel anywhere else in the world, I got to go to Oktoberfest at least one time. I've been to Germany before, but they was like there for a little while and got, left, and then I came back. I went through Germany 3 times, actually. But it was all just like be there for a little time and then leave.
If I went to Europe, I
wanna
would go somewhere by like
Oktoberfest.
Italy or Greece, like somewhere by the Mediterranean. I
Both.
mean, it's beautiful over there, you know.
The Amsterdam is played out. You go to Colorado now if you want to go somewhere.
I wouldn't say that, man. Amsterdam, it's nice, but it's expensive as fuck, but it's nice. Like, well, the legendary red light district, and they have like other places too, like outside of like the party and venue and nightlife styles and whatnot. But just more so, I feel like I'm bouncing all over the place.
No,
but like back on the UFO thing. Do you believe that we're the only ones?
Me personally?
Yeah.
Hell the fuck no. I believe that motherfuckers have came here and see what we've done to this. The earth technically gives you everything you need, and we fucking burn that bitch. And we burn it through greed and power. So I believe extraterrestrials have came here and seen this shit and just probably watch us like a TV show. Like, what's that, The Truman Show? Ain't that the movie? I really believe that might be a possibility. Like, that's why we keep putting satellites out there, and we're on like TikTok and Facebook and stuff, because fucking we might be on the the galactic government channel on, and 5, and they tune into the Earth.
Yeah, we got to see what Earth is
We'll
doing.
see what Earth is doing this afternoon.
Yeah, Galactic Geographic, yeah, tapping into satellites within a remote area type of deal.
Yeah.
That would be pretty cool.
I mean, we're like our own TV show sometimes. We watch all this shit on TV, and then it's like it transpires on Earth, really.
Look at them fighting each other.
Okay. Only thing I'm gonna say is when we were doing, we were talking about this subject right during the week. Kobai sent some stuff when we were, in the group chat talking about all this alien UFO jokes, laughs, seriousness. But it brought me to the realization one of my favorite movies of all time is Independence Day with Will Smith, right? And when the aliens are fucking shit up, destroying the world, they go to Area 51 and the president was denied all this access until the aliens came and fucked everything up. And his own personal, guy, his chief of security lied to him the whole time, said it was all fake. But when the world is on the brink of extinction, okay, we've known about it 100 years. So it just makes me think, are they just scripting it from movies?
To that degree.
Or was reality?
To that degree, I have a second question. If you do believe that there are aliens, how many do you think exist in our universe? Like throughout the 9 planets. Fuck that bullshit about 8 planets.
They've changed it back. Pluto's planet again.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Allegedly.
Fuck them. It's always been a planet.
Well, I know there's humanoids. I know there's lizard people.
Okay.
There's 2. Now we got the ET fucks. They're 1,000 years old. So there's 3. And then we got the haters. So that's 4. Yeah. Got plenty of them.
The haters. Okay. Foreign body, aka op.
I mean, maybe in our galaxy we might be the only humanoids, but every time I look at the stars, that's endless possibilities, just like Earth was. So maybe looking at that star in the northern sky, it might just be a small sun and there ain't no developing stuff, but in 4,000 years, who knows what's going to be there. There's multitudes of life out there. It's just we haven't found the capacity to find it yet. Or they ain't found the capacity to let them been found yet.
I think that's BS as well, because if you look at Google Space, and you look at the map of like what they've mapped out of the observable universe through satellites and things like that, there are planets in certain galaxies that have been blacked out purposely by Google not to reveal like what's in that general area of the galaxy. And then also too, it's like the rich have a thing where they're buying planets within the galaxy, like, you know, for travel and conquer. It's like, you know, they could pick a region and then they could travel out to their region.
You think it's that deep?
I believe it is. When
You
have
believe they've already reached out and touched and
oh yeah, like well, I mean, I believe we've reached out, and made contact. Like I was mentioning earlier this week about the Arecibo message, which is like a 12-inch gold disc, and it plays sound. And they put it, I think, in the Voyager 1 or Voyager 2, if I'm not mistaken. But they put this gold disc, and it records everything about life as we know on our planet, how many planets we are from our sun. It talks about our math, like all the basic elements to like what was being taught to us. And this was done back in the 70s, I think like 1971, 1972. And then like in the 80s, it was said the Arecibo message was sent and there was a response to it. So it took 10 years to be sent out, get a response. And then 10 years later, I want to say the year was 1991, the Phoenix Lights happened. Like where these like multiple ships hovered over the city of Phoenix because of whatever signal, a message that was sent from the hub. Even
from a strategy point, like who the fuck is gonna send out like our location, where we're at in the universe? You know,
the Arecibo Observatory.
Yeah, why couldn't they just send out, hey, is there anything out there? You know what I'm saying? Why they gotta send our exact location or where the fuck we are? Whoever did that is a dumbass.
Because
that's
we
like
need help.
Help.
Oh,
that's why they did
that's
it.
fucking true though. Fuck,
that's why
the
they
way
did
the world
it.
looks.
The way the world is looking, then they had this information to do it to like send deep radio signals because they found out through the explosion of the atomic bomb that radiation, it just doesn't stay on Earth. Like that shit gets sent into the universe. Like that shockwave hits hard.
Yeah.
And it's like in some cases when they were testing bombs, mushroom cloud, reached the stratosphere. That's a pretty good distance. Like you talking some miles up into the sky from like one big explosion.
Well, gotta give space travel at least one pat on the shoulder. The DART mission was successful, and they were able to knock an asteroid off of its trajectory. And it wasn't like an asteroid that would hit Earth. They just wanted to see if they could actually do it far enough away. So if like they hit it far enough away, they could. If it didn't work, they could do it again and then do it again. They tried it from the extensive
but
point.
They tested it on asteroids.
It worked too. They blew up like four or five nuclear warheads on this ship, and it blew up and knocked the asteroid off of its trajectory, and probably knocked it into the trajectory where it come around and hit the Earth in 6 years. But who knows?
But at the same time, you have a technology that's designed to deflect matter coming in from deep space from however many light years away. And then once it gets within a radius, you can